Okay, good morning, room 32. We are on lesson 12 in module 3, and today our learning target is to apply the distributive property as a strategy to multiply. And when I say multiply, I mean times or multiplication, our favorite operation that we've been working on right now. So this is our learning target today. So by the end of this lesson, you should be an expert at the distributive property. So on your whiteboard, I would like you to write down the equation that you see at the top of my whiteboard. It says 6 times 9 equals On your whiteboard, I would like you to draw a picture to represent 6 times 9. So I'm going to use some manipulatives. But you're going to draw a picture with 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on your whiteboards with your whiteboard markers, I want you to draw 6 squares about the same size as my squares. And just like we practiced last week, we're going to draw a line, or we're going to distribute our squares to make 2 different multiplication equations to represent this multiplication equation. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that each of these squares represents 9. So I'm just going to write 9 on each of my squares. So we remember that each square is representing 9. Each square is 9. 9. So here's our picture. Now I'm going to distribute our picture. So I'm going to draw a line right here. In your picture, I want you to draw apart or distributing your picture. So there's 5 squares on this side and 1 square on the other side. Now we're going to write a multiplication equation for each part of our new picture. So let's count how many squares we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and I need to multiply it by the value of 1 square, which we know is 9. 5 times 9 is our equation here. How many squares do we have on our other side? You're right, we have 1. We need to multiply our 1 square by the value of each square, which is 9. So 1 times 9. So now we're going to find the value of each multiplication equation, and then we will add them up to help us find the distributive property. What is 5 times 9? Well, we could skip count by 5s or by 9s. We could go 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. Skip counting by 9s, or I could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 5 times 9, 45. Well, and we all know that anything times 1 is itself, so 1 times 9 is 9. So here are our 2 values for each part of our picture. I'm going to show you how to write this so it looks like the distributive property. You can write it 2 different ways. The first way you can write this is 5 times 9 plus our other equation, 1 times 9, because we need to add all of our squares together. So we are adding our first part of our picture, 5 times 9, to the second part of our picture, 1 times 9, equals This is one way you can write the distributive property equation. The second way you can write the distributive property equation is 5 squares plus 1 square because we have 5 squares here plus 1 square there, so we'll put that in parentheses, times 9, because that's the value of 1 square, equals, So you can write it this way, where your parentheses equation is representing how many squares you're adding together, or you can represent it this way, where you're adding each multiplication equation that you've distributed. So, back up to our answers. We know that 5 times 9 is 45. I like to write it really small underneath. And 1 times 9 is 9. So we're adding up 45 plus 9, which we know equals 54. Or you can add 5 plus 1, which equals 6, times 9 equals 54. Let's double check. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. 9 times 6 is 54. Or 6 times 9, now we have to bring our answer back to the top. We know it equals 54. So there are 2 different ways you can show the distributive property. One here and the other one here. When you go into your problem set, you get to choose which part, which style, or which strategy of the distributive property is easier for you, because that is how you will complete your problem set. You now should be ready to give Lesson 12 problem set a shot. Good luck!